doesn't matter how much you prepare. I always thought I was doing the best I could to prepare for all the games and seasons that I would have, but you always have setbacks. You lose a game. Maybe, you just came across someone who was better, or maybe you made a mistake and learned a lesson. But, you're always going to have challenges and setbacks. And being a leader is critically important. I've never been a part of a successful team that didn't have some form of great leadership involved. And sometimes you're a leader for your clients. They need you to lead them through these challenging situations. They may step on their own feet if you don't help guide them through the challenges. The things that we deal with the clients and families that I'm working with can vary depending upon the time. Sometimes that's encouraging them to take on more risk, and sometimes it's asking them to pull back because they're taking too much risk that could seriously jeopardize the capital that they worked so hard to build. There's always competition out there, but I think that if you really listen to your clients and if you do what's right, you're gonna set yourself. Not that there are others aren't out there doing the same thing, but you're really going to set yourself apart if you really understand their goals and objectives and what they're trying to accomplish, and you're the consummate professional. I think that that's how you can always win, and you have to always be learning. Our industry is constantly evolving and changing. It's gone through significant change. It's still going through significant change today. I think that ultimately makes us all better in terms of how the industry evolves. Competition is great. It makes us all better. Iron sharpens iron, so to speak. The industry as a whole, I think today is far better than it was 10 years ago, but we have new asset classes and new investment opportunities, and sometimes those aren't properly explained and people have too much in one place, and that can lead to negative outcomes. So I think there's a lot of things that go into being a competitor. Learning from those setbacks helps you prepare for every situation that you go into. And know maybe what areas you don't want to go into, or where you need to steer the families and clients that you work with, and how you can be the best professional.
So let's talk about a professional that you actually told me about recently, the Sugar Man. And I'm really excited for this conversation. And so for context, we had breakfast a few weeks ago, and you shared a movie with me, or a documentary that had been inspirational to you recently. And I watched it last week and also was inspired by the story. And I'll leave it to you to say more about the Sugar Man and the search for the Sugar Man. But I'll say, to me, the lasting impact of the documentary that I've been sort of reflecting on, even unintentionally, was when they find the person they're searching for, and the prompt is something like, either things would be different or better had you known that you were so successful. And his response was basically, possibly. Maybe it would be better if I knew about my success, but maybe it wouldn't have been better if I knew about my success. And my takeaway from that was, having pivoted many times in life, having succeeded to some degree, having failed to a lot of degrees in different contexts, you'll know in the end whether the failure was the best thing for you or whether success was the best thing for you. But in the moment, you don't really know. There's no way to know. And so with that sort of lead in, what is searching for Sugar Man? How did you find it? And how has it been meaningful for you?
Send them on their way, but stay praying they reach safe. Smashing it with each tape while the radio is oversaturated cliches. The status quo's manufacturing sleep aids, so I dose like heroes after napping.